everybody, this is John here, aka Professor Bubbles, and once again, welcome to my laboratory. Today's edition, I want to talk about Season 2 of Pokemon Single and Doubles, if that's going to be happening for VG. Now, right now we're in the midst of doing San Diego's tournament, which I'll actually do analyzing that later on, once day one's complete, to kind of see overall what people have been playing. But right now, I actually like to do more comparisons of potential Pokemon that are going to be back in the game now, since Season 1 is done. And I believe the Iron Pokemon, Iron Bundle, Iron Hands, Jugless, Moth, Thorns, Threads, and Valiant are going to be optional, as well as their prehistoric version Pokemon, which I'll have another video of them later on. But right now, I kind of want to focus on these particular 7 Pokemon, and why I believe they're going to be taking over the game. First of all, if you understand about the base overall stat number, or the potential number category with all stats add up together, it gives you a general idea of how good a Pokemon's going to be based on its stats alone. If you look at our little equation here, you'll see that pretty much everybody's at 570 except for Valiant has 20 more, and I believe that kind of goes towards both its special attack and its regular attack. But overall, I believe all these Pokemon have very good potential beyond teams and good combinations. So what I want to do is kind of break each one down at a time and show you potentially what each Pokemon can do. So we're going to start off with Iron Bundle. And again, because these are using Quark drives, if you're not familiar with that, a Quark drive can use either Electric Train. The prehistoric Pokemon uses Sunny Day when it's sunny outside, or Boost Energy, where the Quark drives use Electric Train. So basically you use like electric Pokemon to jumpstart the Pokemon or the energy, and then on top of that you'll be able to get your highest stat by 1.3%, or if it's the speed is the highest, it gets 1.5 boost, which again, the key rule in VG is the higher the speed, the faster it's going to attack first. Or if it's Trick Room, it's vice versa, but Trick Room has the same principle as the fastest being the slowest. So just keep that in mind. But we could either add, just go for the safe side of things, or just add a little boost energy. Let's have energy here. Oh, yeah, boost energy. So we know that right off the bat, when this Pokemon gets played, it burns through its item and gets its speed up. Now this Pokemon is not going to live long, because if you look at its stats, HP is very weak. It has high HP in a sense, but it's a very weak Pokemon. I would focus more on getting its speed up to its highest and special attack, because all you want to do is be able to knock out potentially you won't be able to knock out as much as you can. Add a little bit of special defense, that's fine. Your main goal is to outspeed everything. Let me completely outspeed everything. Now, of course, because we want to do that, we gotta look at the speed. Let's see, speed. There's rash. I want to say speed defense. No, I want the speed and attack. That's special defense. The SPE, come on. SPE. There it is. Timid is what I want. So by looking at that stats right there, we have a overall speed of 408. Very few Pokemon are going to go above you, and to be able to do damage against you. Now your Ice Water, again, it's like being a Lapras. There's several weaknesses you have, but you're trying to outpace your opponent's Pokemon. In terms of attacks, you're focusing on special. So you could have like an ice team set up and get the hell going on, because now damage is done by half. So that's actually a nice little attack for yourself. Blizzard, if you just want to do a full out attack against both Pokemon, there could always be a good option. As they're going down Flip turn will be interesting, but again, it's physical. There you go. Freeze dry. Now, if you're not familiar with freeze dry, it's if it's a water Pokemon, it's super effective. So it slays all water types, including if they change the Terra type to it. They're gonna regret it. Let's see what else can we add to him. Could add that. I would like to add a water, so I'm gonna say Hydro Pump right now until we see something else. Oh, I lost my freeze dry. Where's my freeze dry? And Icy Wind. We already got ice. You know what? Yeah, you already got ices. I don't want to have another ice move. Kind of going through the list right now. He doesn't have, he's kind of doesn't have all the access to all the main hits that you would like to have. I would give it Terra Blast. Yeah, I think Terra Blast would be great for this. Now you get your overall ice hit that potentially just does a lot of damage. 70% is not the best, I get that. But again, it's there for that reason. It does spread. You have Hydro Pump. Again, it's another one it's a little bit higher percentage, but it's not guaranteed, but it has a nice stab. Freeze Dry for those water Pokemon for super effective hits. You can also use it for regular attacks too. Terra, I like it because I can switch into a typing that I feel like at the time, like, you know what would be a good typing for it to become? We can make it Pure Dragon. Or, because you already have Ice, you're kind of hitting a Dragon Pokemon there. Let's try a good combination. Let's see. You know what? Dark. We can make our Pokemon become a Dark type, and boom, Terra Blast goes off. It just goes Hadouken, and it's a prize attack. I hit you, your Psychic Pokemon. They're knocked out. So yeah, use your idea for what we can do for our Iron Bundle. As for our next ones, let's go for Iron Hands. Now, if you're not familiar with it, I'll do videos later on about for Scarlet and Violet for the main Pokemon to use for raids. He is definitely a key one. But we're going to focus on more his attack. Again, he's a Fire Electric type, which is actually a very unique typing altogether. Again, we're just going to add his energy. Because, again, we want to boost up his main attack, which is either be his HP or it's going to be his attack power. He just overall it has a say in attack, and that's what we want to do. We're going to raise his attack up, leave his special attack down, and I believe the best thing to do, because his HP is so high anyways, is just to bring up his special defense. It just makes perfect sense. It already has the speed necessary to get off over other Pokemon. And you make it 450 even right there. So now we got our attack insanely high. And again, we're going to switch to attack. I love trying to find the attacks here. So you got attack and speed. There it goes. Adamance, right? Special attack and attack. 416 physical attack. This thing is a monster. And with that extra boost from Quirk Drive, it's just going to be insane. I would keep the fighting as a stat, so you just want to be able to bulldoze everything around. Usually uses defense, attack, nope. Nah. Let's see. Brick Break makes sense. Close combat. You know what? Close combat for you. Oh, come on. Drain Punch. Earthquake. Get rid of close combat then. I like Fake Out. Let's see. Now this is where I'm kind of playing, like what would be your best scenario wise. I kind of like Wild Charge. I know it does damage to itself. But if you can hear me out, the reason why I would choose this over anything else is because it's 100 accuracy with 90 attack power. This thing is going to be going out there, and if you're playing Dundonzo, he's going to wipe your Dundonzo out. If he doesn't wipe it out, he's going to do a lot to it. Earthquake is there for just earth shattering, ground moves. It's always a good stab. Fake out. First time you go out there, you clap against their strategy, what they're trying to do. So yeah, it's just over around. It's just a good move. Yeah, we got a pretty good lineup here. I like this. This is actually a pretty good resource. So we're gonna keep this as it is. Next one. So we got 7 of these Pokemon. We're gonna go one by one. And I may not have the best moveset, but always leave comments. I'm always curious what people will have to say. Again, we're going for the energy drive because we're not depending on the electric train being available. But if we can, you'll build a strategy around it. I don't think right now we have a Pokemon that releases electric train. If we did, that Pokemon would be added into these iron Pokemon. Because that would just be amazing. You add a muscle band to these guys, or a special variation of it, and it would just be destroying things. Now I know Iron Jugless is like a weaker version, from what people are telling me, than Hydreigon. And I think it's because of the way his stats, they're hoping the stats will be more strong. But I would say Iron Jugless is like the balanced version. He's like he's pretty much like the balanced version of all of the Iron Pokemon. He doesn't have the highest attack. He doesn't have... I want to say his special attack is up there, but it's not as high as everybody else would. I'm already reaching 343. If I would change him to a... Well, we're going to change him to a special attack and no attack, so... Modest is what I want. He's hitting at 377, so he's not hitting the bar, but special attack is still good. Honestly, I would try to go half and half. Or you could go full speed. Or go half and half, make this 25. 100. 100. There's 56 remaining. HP. Yeah. I'm playing the spread game on this one. I want to have the special attack to be as high as it can, but also bring up its special defense, so you can sort of survive other attacks. This HP is not, well, we could do that. Was it 26? 126? That sounds right. And we get a plus on you, whatever. Yeah, that sounds good. So, we got 240 defense, 227 special defense, 377 attack, and HP's at 329. I would say it's pretty reasonable. I could drop this down. Actually, so now we're seeing some even numbers here. There we go. You're one more HP there. So 330 HP. Overall stats are decent. It's not the best around, but in terms of attacks, we have a special attack once again. Let's go down the list. You could give it a Dark Pulse because it was Dark type, and we're also flying. You kind of want to see the flying here, but Fire Blast will also be a good choice. Or, you know what? Replace Fire Blast with Flamethrower. We want more consistency than anything else. Ooh, Heat Wave. Okay. We're kind of changing things as we go, but yes. Heat Wave is always a good accuracy attack to have. And it's both players. Well, no, I said both players. Both of the enemy's Pokemon at once. I like Hurricane, but it's such a low accuracy. I want to add Hydro Pump, because I feel like having a stab against a lot of people trying to fire is really good. And Hyper Voice might be one. Let's see. Yeah, just doesn't have enough kick. I hate to say it like that. It just doesn't feel like this Pokemon has enough stab attacks to really make it compared to the rest of the Pokemon out there, I should say. Hyper Voice in 3 Design. You could change this to Protect. I believe you'll learn Protect. That's how I feel about the Iron Jugless. I don't think it's like the best, but I don't think it's the worst either. And actually, I'm going to be doing more videos of this later on using Showdown, because Showdown's a really good application for you guys to learn about stats. The potential stats that each Pokemon can learn, and they can't abuse that either. So Iron Moth, which is actually one of my first Pokemon I loved on the... That's why I actually got the Violet over Scarlet, because I saw Iron Moth and I was like, this thing is awesome. I got the shine of it, and I love it. So, Iron Moth can do the same thing. Your energy drive. The Iron Moth, I boosted attack up, and if I gave it the same as we did before for the Iron Jugless, I believe, where is it? Special attack and minus attack? Yeah. See, he makes a difference in terms of the stab. That's why I feel like this Pokemon deserves the stab move over anything else. Now, we have very low defense mark, so he either boosts the attack to be 319, which gives it a great substantial attack power. I'm not gonna say anything else but that. Or changes defense to get to 219. It's still not gonna be. It's still gonna take some hits. That's why I feel with this setup, you increase one up. I feel like special attack is you want to make this thing a sweeper as fast as you can. Now you could change the speed if you wanted to. I'm starting out there, and we can make this a speedster with still having a good attack power. So if we were going to be able to do that, let's see, speedster. Oh, it's the last one, right? Yeah, it's 10 minute speed and an attack. So it still has very high attack. Speed is right up there, and you're just going. This Pokemon's going out there just to do some stat moves. Again, special attacks. Yeah, Discharge was great. Dazzling Gleam is great. Bug Buzz. Yeah, actually that is a great move to have. I like Fire Blitz is there. Yeah, Flamethrower. You do want to add a fire type move, well, because what it is. I like adding Overheat above anything else because I want this to be like, it's like, there's that Godonzo, that gold Pokemon. That's the newest one everybody plays with the Make It Rain attack. I like Overheat just for the same reason. I want this to be a ballistic attack. It's going to drop my power, but you know what? My purpose was to make sure I could knock this Pokemon out. It was the last resort. Now you could exchange it, I'm just throwing it out there, for Fairy Dance. Oh, not Fairy Dance, Fury Dance. Now this helps its speed, which is great also. So again, it's a plus situation. If you don't like Bug Buzz, I think we go down here. You get a Hurricane, which I don't recommend all the time. Sludge Wave. Yeah. It's always good to have some of your actual attacks hit. And then take away Dazzling Gleam. Should you take away it? Nah. I think overall that's actually a nice combination. You got 3 attacks, or yeah, that Dazzling Gleam hits opponents. Discharge, I believe, also hits just opponents. But Sludge Wave hits the opponents and your Pokemon. So there's another Pokemon out there that gains HP from Sludge, or you put a Steel Pokemon out there, like Iron Bundle, and it's unaffected by poison attacks. So you can sit out there, do it, and it won't hurt it. Keep that in mind. Other than that, Fairy Dance will help with speed, and I think for typing, you keep it as a fire, or you can switch it as a poison. Your choice. I like to keep it as a fire just to get that fire power going off. There's a lot of things fire hits for. And our next 3 we have left. Okay, we're making pretty good time right now. And we got Iron Thorns, okay? Again, I'm using the basis of the energy drive just to get a quick idea of how strong this Pokemon can be. Now, I know my buddy, he loves this Pokemon, and I am a big fan of this mecha version of Godzilla, okay? Now, in terms of its power, again, we're going to go off that same factors. Okay, it is strong. Let's see what potential attack it can have. Speed is not there, which actually would decrease its speed power than anything else. Why? Yeah, it sounds weird saying like that. Why would you want to decrease the speed? Oh, special defense. Ooh, I chose wrong one. Which one of these ones? Attack. That's just defense. Where are you? Well, we can do attack. Fine. So we want to attack. Go to the top. Speed. Special attack. Animate. Okay. Again, we have another 400 attacker. That's going to be a stab. Now we go from the... Was it ground? No, sorry. Fighting electric. Now we're going to rock electric. The typings could be best. I mean, there's better stats you could have to prevent yourself from having it. The fence is okay. I think if you increase the attack, it will give it necessary for it to survive. I would say you could put it towards the fences. I would like to try to see see how strong it can get for that. Now, it's not gonna go first. That's fine. This is a physical attacker version. So let's see. Break's not bad. Dragon Call. You can never complain. Let's see. Earthquake is just another stab. Now this really gets interesting. I like the fire. I like all the punch element moves. I think they're really good. Because depending on which ones you pick, Rock Slide is always going to be a good one to use. You're almost making this built like a Garchomp in a sense. Now Heavy Side might be not bad of a move. Like I said, I'm always going, when I make these videos, I'm going with it to showcase like what potentially is there. Because I like people make comments on the videos like, hey, you should try this, and then I will give it a try. Because we're electric, you can either choose Wild Charge or Thunder Punch. I don't want to lose attack, and that's the last thing I want to do. I felt Thunder Punch would be good. Now, for its typing, I would switch this over to electric. You're low against ground, and that's a good one weakness to have. You're not going to be able to see it all the time. But overall, it's a very simple Pokemon. You could switch this up, I'm just saying, from Thunder Punch to Terra Blast. But again, you're only getting 5 from switching that up. It doesn't seem worth it. If this is not the Pokemon you're gonna do that switch for, so I would definitely say just keep it as it is. Now this last move, you could change it up. But I believe all 3 is good. You could change the Dragon type because you have a Rock. You got Electric for Fly variation of Dragons. But I do like the fact that people are playing Dragon Pokemon and you want to get that stab. With your attack power, you're going to knock them out. So, the next Pokemon I'm going to choose is Iron Treads. Now this Pokemon is a beast. I would definitely say that for sure. In terms of the stats, it's a better version than Jugless because it has an attack and it has like a good defense automatically. I potentially would make this go, and this would be interesting to say like this, go towards your special defense, get that up as much as you can, and get your special attack up as much as you can. I like that. I feel like his regular defense is too low. You can make his attack go higher. It just doesn't feel right. Or balance it out. But it just feels at the end of the day that you need to bring this up so it gets as much potential as possibly can. Speed. No. We'll just put it towards that. So overall, this is another good balanced Pokemon. It's not the fastest, but being a ground steel type, this is like equivalents to what like Steelix is, or I think Aragon's also a ground steel. I gotta remember that one. But anyhow, boost energy will boost the highest stat power, and as we look, it looks like it's our attack. It will go off good. We're gonna waste our special attack, but so we could boost up another one. I prefer to boost up special defense. Well, you know what? Boost up HP would be good. Let's try that. Okay, where is our HP? Okay, yeah, I don't have really HPs here, so let's go ahead and do special defense. Special defense to special attack? Yeah, careful. Now we're talking. Now we're cooking. Look at this. We got good defenses overall. We got some weaknesses, but we can overcome them by becoming ground. But again, I always like to become steel above ground. It's just a good typing to have. We have high resistance against psychic attacks. You'll survive them. In terms of his moveset, we're again going towards a physical typing. You do the Earthquake Stab. I like having Endeavor. It's just one of those moves where it's that stab move. It does good. Could change it. Earthquake is always going to be there. Let's see. And you know what? Knockoff is a good move to have. And especially in doubles, to get rid of those items is key. Get rid of that last move. It does have a Volt Switch. It's actually very interesting of power to hit. So for the moveset, Volt Switch is good to get out there, stab, rotate into another Pokemon if you want to protect it, if you know it's going to get knocked out. Earthquake is good for the good stab hit everything on the field, less is flying. Knockoff for doubles, especially knockoff your opponent's items, like there's a berry or leftovers, or depending on that energy recovery, always good to have. And now this is like an argument. I would keep Steamroller or get rid of it for Ice Spinner. Now that would mean that I don't have a Steel move, which I would get rid of Earthquake. I should get rid of Volt Switch. Because I always like to have a Steel move. I'm just looking at the moves right now. It just feels like Heavy sounds okay. Equal for Ironhead. 8 may not need to learn it. Also out there too. But this move, I'm going to stick to, yeah, Ironhead. It needs to have its stab against the fairies. Simple as that. It needs to have its stab for the steel potential. So Ironhead, Earthquake, Knockoff, Ice Spinner. Ice Spinner is great. It's that secret tech where it's like, hey, you're going to play terrain Pokemon, terrain effects. I'm like, nope, I'm going to hit you and get rid of it. So, good old Pokemon right there. Let's see, I believe we're just about there. Last is one I'm actually going to be set up for because I actually have one. I actually got shiny ones from Asher. I actually have a belt. Boost Energy. Now this was the one that has the higher 20-point higher potential. Now it has low HP compared to the other ones it's like Iron Bundles has. But it has crazy high attack and crazy high special attack. So it can do both, which is scary. Now, again, all moves are based on speed. I always let people know about that. You know this Pokemon's going to get knocked out one way or another. So I kind of feel with Boost Energy, I would like to give this a focus. I know it's going to get a big hit. I know the hit's going to hurt. But I want to give the best potential I can in my attack powers right now. So I did that. I would make my defense drop and my special attack go up. So we need defense. That's speed. No, I want defense and special defense. No. Where's my attack? Yeah, sorry. I already did it backwards. I want attack and defense to go down. So lonely. So it's just before a 400 hit marker. We have high speed. No, what did I say? I said it backwards. I wanted the speed to be the highest. So we're going to make speed and defense. That's what I want. Speed and defense. There we go. And Saiyan High's attack, Saiyan High attack, is basically Iron Bundle, but instead of being for special attack, it's basically for regular attack. Focus Slash, just you can do the same thing on the other one, make a Focus Slash, and then when you run your electric Pokemon that have the electric terrain, it gets its boost from that. On top of having Focus Slash, it'll survive a turn. Movesets. We're focusing on just the regular ones. Close combat, we're not caring about defense because they're going to put us down. You could go for Drain Punch. I'm going to throw it out there. But you already have close combat, so I'm just kind of arguing between those two. As it's going down. Liquidation's always good. Little kick. Psycho Cut. Must. Knock off. I want your Drain Punch. Let's say Poison Jab. Ooh, yeah, Survey is a fairy type one, isn't it? There you go. Close combat for your fighting, just a breakout. You have your Psycho Cut for your psychic ability to get the eye crit off. You have Spirit Break, which lowers the special attack by 1, which is a good ability to have. And Knockoff, which is the lower attacks, but it's dark and it does 1.5 more damage. So it can hit over 100 if they're holding an item, and it removes it too. So good hits overall. But yeah, like I said, overall, each of these Pokemon are very good in its own unique way. You just gotta choose your teams. And don't forget, Season 2, I believe, starts using these Iron variants as well as the prehistoric version. And those are, I'm gonna call them Paradox versions, my mistake. So the Paradox versions of the future and past Pokemon are gonna be very strong in this gameplay. I would do another video. I did one earlier, but I kind of want to redo it again after how I did this video. I feel like I was better flow. So there'll be another video focusing on the Paradox of the past Pokemon.